Hey, listen, if I'm getting what I'm supposed to be getting, if I'm getting what I negotiated, if you are following the letter of the contract and my share of the profits and I'm getting what I'm getting, I don't give a damn what you're getting. I'm not counting your pocket. I'm worried about what I'm getting. So this just happened and I want to talk about it. Check it out. Get what you're supposed to get and don't worry about what the next man is getting. 8. Cheers, family. Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Richard Prophet, the Last Dragon, the 8. The 8 is back in Magic City. We are in beautiful Magic City. And today's video kind of took me a little back in the past. So we're going to talk about it. The sun is bright out here today. You gotta love beautiful Miami, right? So anyway, I'm walking back from the bank. I take this little shortcut behind the building, and it's where the delivery guys are parked, right? So there's like there's 3 UPS trucks out there in the back, right? So there's one guy. He's sitting on the the back ledge of the UPS truck, and he's out there scanning his packages or whatever, right? I guess he's taking account of what he has to do or whatever. But he's an older guy, right? Seems about my age, middle-aged guy, and I came up to the truck, and he was out there, and I was walking, and I take a little shortcut past the buildings, the side of the buildings, so I can come over here on the bench, sit down, and have this stick, right? So when I see the truck, it instantly takes me back to. For those that don't know, I almost had a job at UPS. Yep, the 8 almost was a UPS driver. I'll get into that story real quick. Back when I was a younger man, and as a young man, you're just really bobbing around. You're trying to find out where you're gonna land or whatever, and I was just trying to get any jobs or whatever. Well, I had a job. I was like working in a factory back in those days, man. I don't know. This was 40 years ago or something. I was making like $3 an hour, $3.25 an hour. Hold on a second. Hey, I can't complain. All these phone calls, they come with it, right? They come with it. But anyway, back, right. So I was working in a factory. Where was I? Yeah, I was working in a factory. I was making like $3.25 an hour. I forget, $3.50 an hour, maybe $3.25, $3.35. I don't know, whatever minimum wage was back then. And I had heard about UPS back then. It was paying, I don't know, like $15 an hour or $12 an hour. I don't know, something like that. And wow, that was like all the money in the world to me, right? So yeah, I wanted to apply, man. I wanted to apply. And I heard they were hiring. I think a buddy of mine had gave me the information they were hiring or whatever. So I had called up I had figured out when they were conducting interviews, filling out applications or whatever the case was, and then after the applications, if they called you back, you went in for the interview, right? So I called up, I found out, uh, filled out the application. Anyway, I got called in. I got called in for the interview, right? It was out in Queens somewhere back then. Their headquarters was. It was either Queens or Long Island, right? One of those two. Anyway, uh, hold on a second. So anyway, um, I had filled out the application. Some time went by, and I got called in for the interview. Right, so I did great. I did great in the interview. The lady giving the interview loved me, and she said, "Okay, can you drive a stick shift?" Right, because you see the UPS van, UPS, like what a box truck, step truck, or whatever it's called. Back then they were stick shift, and the lady in the interview told me, "Hey, can you drive a stick shift?" And of course, I said, "Of course, I can drive a stick shift." Oh yeah, heck yeah, right. Um, so let me touch this up. Hold on. So anyway, uh, the day comes back. You had to come back. I don't know, like in 3 days or whatever, out in some field. I believe it was in Queens. Yeah, Queens, New York. For anybody that knows where the UPS headquarters was back then, like way back then, leave it in the comment below. But anyway, Maspeth or Massapequa, I think it was Maspeth. Anyway, so I come back for the driving test. In the brown UPS truck, right? Stick shift, and I told the interviewer I could drive a stick shift, and I get there for the road test, and I didn't even know what a stick shift was. For those that don't know, a stick shift is a manual transmission. You don't see it anymore now, but back in the late 80s, 90s, there were a lot of cars that were either manual or automatic. Most cars now, well, probably all cars are automatic transmissions now. But back then, some were stick and some were automatic. So, but it just so happened that back then, UPS trucks were manual transmission. They were stick shifts. And I had a driver's license. So she said stick shift. I didn't know what that meant. Hey, I got there. I took a shot. Needless to say, the instructor didn't find that funny. So I didn't get the job, right? But so that was my UPS. That was my UPS memory. And after that, I learned how to drive stick shift. I was determined to learn how to drive stick shift. But they never called me back. I guess they were pissed with me. But whatever the case was, they never called me back. But anyway, so I see the guy. Sitting, probably about my age, middle-aged guy, and he's sitting there on the back of the UPS truck, and he's doing his accounting or whatever it is, right? So That's Miami. But anyway, wow, the sun is beaming. So anyway, ooh, I'm walking up. Ugh, trying to block some of the sun out for you. All right. So anyway, I walk up. I see the guy, and I say, so I see the car, the truck, and instantly it takes me back 40 years, 35 years, or whatever it is. And I remember my story. And I asked him, hey, is that still stick shift? Is the truck still stick shift? And he laughs and he's like, oh man, that was so long ago. I remember. I remember when I first started, they were all stick shift, and I was like, "Yeah." We laughed, and I was like, and he was like, "Yeah." When I started, they were all stick shift, and that reminded me, man. We had a little laugh. We had a little laugh about that. My story. So I told him my story. It was like, yeah, I went to get hired, and I came back for the road. They called it the road test. I came back from the road test, and I couldn't drive a stick shift, so they didn't hire me. They didn't hire me, and then when I learned, they never called me back anyway. But and he was like, yeah, that was from my era, and I was like, yeah, you know. They paid great back then. What I thought was great back then, and I really wanted the job, and I didn't get on. And he was like, "Yeah." So I must have got hired right around that same time. So, and then we started talking, and I was like, "Yeah, they paid great back then. They're probably still, paying good now. I mean, for what it is, right? For what it is, paying good, relatively speaking, right? For what the job is." He was like, yeah, and he was telling me, oh, but I could have retired, but I got beat up in the divorce or whatever he was saying. I was like, yeah, all right. So, and I made him feel good. I was like, yeah, but it's a great job, ha ha ha. Lucky you, they never called me back, right? And we had a couple laughs. He seemed like a nice guy, right? But then he said something that really got me thinking. He said, oh, yeah, so this has become one of my favorite lighters. Well, this and my other DuPont lighter are my two favorite lighters. Oh, man, don't tell me I'm out of gas. Give me a second. Oh, no, there we go. So anyway, he said, yeah, back then, it was estimated that they used to make about $150 an hour off of us, each the delivery guy, right? But now it's estimated that they make, over $1,200-1,500 per hour off of each delivery guy. And he was kind of like upset about that. And I was like, but I told him, look, but, you got a 401k, you got this and that, they pay you, I'm pretty sure, relatively speaking, for what it is, you get paid pretty well per hour. You've been on the job for like 35 years or whatever. You've gotten, raises, systematic raises over the years. So I literally actually told them, who gives a crap what they make? As long as you're getting paid well, who gives a crap what they make? That's not your business. Uh, and then he was like, and then that was it. I walked away and I said, okay, have a good day. And I told him, God, God bless you or whatever. And he said, God bless you. And I walked away. And then as I walked away, I began thinking, man, a couple of things. First of all, you know, uh, like if I would have, like, everything happens for a reason, right? Like, God closes some doors in your life and he's opening doors that you don't even know what it is. You know, and it's always for the better of you, for the better of you. So, I mean, if I would have got on that job back then, I would definitely not have been the man I am today. I wouldn't have, $75,000 just to make you glance at my wrist. You know, I would have probably been, sitting right next to him, taking the inventory for that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, don't get me wrong, but it's just how, you know, how one little turn could have made me a different man, or could have took my life in a whole different scenario. But that's not what got me thinking. What really got me thinking was like the two different mentalities. Like, he's so concerned about what they're making off of him, instead of where his concern should be is, what are you making? You understand? Like, I've never been the type of guy that...
Hey, Malin, did you swim today?
That worries about what someone else is making. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, my concern is what I'm making, right? Like, I don't give a crap what you're making as long as I'm getting what I'm supposed to be getting, right? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not going to get cheated either. Like, if if $1 million is made and there's three guys and the profit is $1 million, and I know I'm supposed to get five, 600 or whatever the case is, it's not my concern what the other guys are getting. Are they getting 250 each? Is one getting four? The other, that's not my concern. Are they making more than me? Are they making less than me? My concern is whether I'm getting what I'm supposed to be getting. And what my contract says. Like, I'll fight at the beginning. I'll fight like, I'll fight the hardest I can to get the dragon share of whatever it is, whatever I feel that I'm worth, whatever I brought to the table, whatever I brought to the deal. But as long as I'm getting what I'm supposed to be getting, what I negotiated to get, I don't give a crap what the next man is getting. That's really not my concern. I'm not going to stand there and be like, oh, I'm making $50 an hour, but the company's making $1,500 an hour off of my labor. Okay, so if you feel that way, if it bothers you so much, quit and start your own package delivery service. No, you're not going to do that. Okay, but you're going to sit there and complain about what you're getting. I mean, hey. You're delivering packages, guy. I mean, it's not like you're, or some organic chemist, or you've invented, the cure for some sickness. You're getting paid well for what it is your skill set is. So I'm just saying, man. That's the difference. That I saw a big difference there in mentalities, and maybe that's why I went on to become who I became, and maybe that's why he is where he is, because of the way we looked at things. I guess the moral of the story is, man, don't concern yourself with the next man's pockets. If you're doing something and you're getting a fair wage, you're making your share, you're getting what you negotiated, right? Now, if you negotiated, 100 grand and someone wants to short you and give you 60, then, that, you can fight for that, and you can litigate that, you can take that to court, whatever the case is. And sure, of course, fight for what you deserve. But if you're getting what you're supposed to be getting, what you negotiated you're getting, who cares if the next man is making, $100 million? You're getting the million that you negotiated, and negotiate better, negotiate for more, or walk away if you feel you should be. But the moral of the story is, man, don't count the next man's pocket. Worry about your pocket. Worry about what you're doing, and do the most you can with that. And it's cheaper to keep them. All right. Anyways, that's tonight's video, man. The 8 is still in the Magic City, beautiful Magic City. I will be leaving up to the Orlando area in the next couple of days. After this weekend, I'll be leaving up there because a new video coming on that. So keep your eyes open. It's going first to the OTI family, and then we'll make it public for everybody else. You can never beat the view in Miami. But anyway, yeah, so that's today's video, man. The moral of the story is just worry about what you're getting. Fight hard for the proper contract for you, and don't worry about what's in the next man's pocket. I'm your host, Richard Prophet, the Last Dragon. $8.75 spent just to make you glance at my wrist. And yeah. Hey, I wouldn't change that for anything, man, because I wouldn't be the man I am today. Thank you, God, for all my blessings. God bless you, God bless your family, and God bless America. I'm out, baby. 8. Listen, if you negotiated a contract and you're getting what you're supposed to be getting, who cares what the other guy is making? If you're making what you're supposed to be making, whatever somebody else is making is none of your business. Negotiate your side and fight for what you're getting, and make sure you're getting what you're supposed to be getting. So you're gonna pay me every dollar that I'm owed. Let's talk about it. 8. Cheers, family.